Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me on Shop Time with Gene. Today on the bench, I had a request from a viewer who wanted a little more information on how I set my Marx Tin Lithos up for light to make them lighted cars. What I did is it's pretty rudimentary. It's pretty quick and dirty. I don't want to take this car apart and screw with the paint, so I'm going to try to show you the best I can of what exactly I did. So I made a pickup. Some people have even used hacksaw blades and bend them as the pickup. I used a piece of aluminum that I had. I had some aluminum flat stock, and I cut it and bent it to get this desired result. So this is a little tedious, right? Because you got to get it kind of in the sweet spot. You don't want it to be touching so much that it lifts the wheels up and they don't turn, but you want to have a good enough contact to not get flickering lights. That's a little tedious, but it can be done. And so all I did with this pickup, and after overcoming those issues, is I used a bolt similar to this, and I don't know exactly what size, 1024, maybe 832. No, it can't be 832, 1024, something to that effect. 440, whatever you want to use. I drilled a hole through the bottom of the car, big enough that I can put a grommet on the base of the car, because this has to be insulated or it'll short out. So with the grommet in there, I just put the bolt up through. You can see that. On the inside, what I've done is the bolt comes up through, and I have sockets like these. I'll get you a view on that. And these sockets have two tabs. One's power, one's ground. So the ground one goes to the casing. The power one, I'll get you where you can see. The power one is insulated with that red piece of insulation. So what I did on mine, really dirty and quick, Q and D, is the ground, I just cut that off. The power tab I left on. And with this cut off on the side, I just literally, as this bolt comes up through the bottom, hooked to the pickup, I literally just took a zip tie. And did that. Tightened it around the bolt and the socket. That's your power. I may have said that wrong in the beginning. This, I can't remember now. One of these is power, one's ground. I'm assuming the one that goes through the center. But in any event, it's been a few years since I've done this. I'm pretty certain. Okay, let me take that back. I'm pretty certain that this is power and this one's ground. So I cut the one off that is power, regardless of which one. I believe it was this longer one that is directly hooked to the can, and I believe this one down here is the ground. Okay, before I get too lost in all that. So I cut the tab off so I could put a zip tie just around like that. You insert your bulb. This is your pickup line coming through the bottom, like so, which was insulated with a grommet, zip tied to this, and then this tab, which is the ground, I just soldered on a wire. And then the picture that you guys saw previously, that red wire soldered to this, runs through to another hole I made in the chassis, and just put a bolt and attach that wire to the ground, making that a ground. And that's it. That's all I did. Sorry about getting confused on the terminals here. It's been so long, and I can't remember, right? But I'm pretty sure that the power went to the can, and the ground was here. That being said, that's all I did. And it's pretty rudimentary, and it works really well. The cars look great when they're lighted. They really do. And so I hope this helps. Again, I apologize about which terminal's which. It's early here, and I'm still waking up, but I wanted to get this video made. But again, that's it. I bent some aluminum. Some people have even used hacksaw blades. That's the tedious part, right? That's the part you got to get just right, because you don't want it bent too down that it holds the wheels off, but you don't want it too high where you're getting flickering. So you want a pretty good contact there, and that's a little tedious. The bolt goes through. It's insulated with a grommet in between, sandwiched in between the chassis. Comes up through the other side. And again, insulated because of that grommet, attached to the socket with nothing more than a zip tie wrapped around those two. And the ground wire coming off, which I soldered to the tab, goes to a whole separate ground that I made, which is this other bolt back there. Can you see that? The other bolt down in there. That's just nice, clean ground. And that's it. And that gives you light. These can be ordered on, I don't know if I got these on eBay or Amazon, but that's what did the trick. And they have two tabs. One's positive, one's negative. Obviously, I don't know exactly which one's which. I should know. But that's it. That's all I did. And I hope that helps you guys get lights inside your cars, so you can light a caboose that way. These were actually all cabooses. Let me grab a couple, yeah. And I turned them into cars, passenger cars. This one's a kind of a fun, in a quirky tin litho kind of way, observation dome. I'm sorry, a dome car. And this gets lighted up as well as the light comes up through, as I made a slot in there. Same thing. And I got the ground. There's a ground coming through the back side. I don't know if you can see that in there, that nut. There you go, that nut and bolt. So that's it. And yeah, these were all cabooses at one time. I took the cupolas off. I did the body work. This one I cut open so the light would come through into the dome. And yeah, they came out really nice. So if you guys like this video, please subscribe to my brand new channel, which I just started. It's my first time ever YouTubing. And people have said so for over the years, Gene, you do so many different things and you do really good work. You should really make YouTube videos. And I never wanted to get into making YouTube videos, to be honest with you, because it distracts from, it's a whole different thing, right? You got to approach everything. You got to film it. You got to talk through it. You got to edit. And it takes away from just me tinkering on what I do. So it becomes a little more involved. But that being said, I'm making videos now. As I get older, I want to share some of my secrets, maybe to the younger generation who wants to learn how to do some of this stuff. So anyways, please like, subscribe. I hope this helps. Leave comments. Reach out to me. I'll try to get back to everyone. I'm going to be doing this a lot. I'm going to be making a lot of custom videos. I'm sorry, a lot of videos on the custom work I do with the trains. It is too early. I should have had coffee first. All right, that's about it for today. I hope that helps with the lighting situation. Again, this post, real quick, this post just comes up through after the pickup on the bottom, and it's insulated, this post, as it comes through. It's just zip tied to this as I cut one of these off so I can get a nice zip tie fitting around that. And I run a ground from one of these tabs, which is ground, to the chassis, and that's it. All right, everybody. I gotta go get a cup of coffee, and I hope you appreciate this video. And I hope it helps you guys. And like I said, reach out to me. Please feel free, as I'll try to get back to everybody and like and subscribe. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming to Shop Time with Gene.